What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're going to talk sunglasses, the best brands that you can get. Got a bunch of different brands. I use them all, like them all, and they all have their own pluses and minuses. We'll talk about it right now. Thanks for watching. As you know, we do a lot of product reviews, things like that, and I kind of like to share, products that I like, and I use products from all different brands, whether it's rods and reels or lures to sunglasses. I mean, I'm not partial to any of those. I like to try and see what's out there, and there's some really good stuff out there. So I'm gonna go over 4 brands of premium sunglasses that I own, that I use, that are in my rotation. And I did a similar video, it's been over a year ago, but there's one new entrant into that. So I'll kind of give you some updates on the other 3 and then talk about this new one because I really like it. It's quickly becoming one of my favorites. So we'll start with Costa. That is a standard in sunglasses. Really, really good. I've had several pairs over the years. My latest pair here, I got one with the sunrise silver lenses, which are really awesome for low light conditions. That's primarily where I use these, overcast days, early in the morning, but they're just really good quality. Now, I've had really good experience with their customer service over the years, and I'm not saying that's good or bad because I've had to use their customer service way more than any other brand. So, I mean, it could be just coincidence, I'm not really sure, but things do start to fall apart, but they've always taken care of me. Now, I've heard that's kind of changed with some new ownership. I haven't dealt with them recently, but I do have a nose piece that's starting to come off of these. So that's kind of the things that happen with them, but they are a really good quality sunglass. That's why they're so popular in freshwater and saltwater. They got tons and tons of different frames. They got the 580p glass, the polycarbonate, just a really good selection. And they're roughly about 200 bucks. So they're not cheap. You can get them cheaper, if you're looking at discount stores or, closeouts, or, up to about 300 bucks if you get the top of the line new model with glass. So again, not cheap, but in my experience, I've had really good experience with their customer service. They've always sent a replacement, and if that lens or that frame isn't in stock anymore, they don't make it. They just let me pick out of a selection of different ones. So that's always been good. Again, I don't know if that's good or bad that I've had to talk to their customer service a lot, but they've always taken care of me. So if you know anything different, like if you tried to deal with them recently, let me know. I'd like to kind of get some updates on that because, like I said, this nose piece is slowly starting to kind of get loose, and you can't have that when you're, wearing sunglasses on the water. Now the next one, this is kind of a newer brand. It's actually some people that were part of Costa before, so it's very, very similar, and that's Bajio. It's B-A-J-I-O with the little deals on it. So it's Bajio. It means like shallow water in Spanish, or flats or something like that. But they are really, really good sunglasses, really good quality. Again, very similar to Costa in the styling and the frames. And one thing I really like about these is the unique lens colors. So they have obviously your popular stuff like your green mirror, the blue mirror. I mean, those are just standards, but they have some really unique ones like a violet and a rose color that I really like. It's a really low light color. It's almost like yellow, but it's a little bit better than wearing a yellow lens, meaning you could use it in brighter conditions in my experience. So I really like the option for those different lens colors. Like I said, that rose mirror is phenomenal. If you're looking for something a little bit different, it is just, everything pops really, really well. So I really, really like those. I use them a lot for sight fishing. Now the next one, this is kind of a unique one. They're kind of more saltwater, but this is Noir. So they're actually part of Pure Fishing. Really good quality sunglasses. They're a little bit cheaper, not like cheap by any means. They're still like 175 bucks, but really good quality. In my bass fishing world, I mean, they kind of seem more focused towards saltwater. They have a lot of the, that style. I mean, there is a difference. There's a lot more of the blue mirror for the open water offshore stuff, but they have some other colors as well. Really good quality sunglasses. I really like them. This is the Popper, I believe. They fit really nicely. I do wear these. They're not my favorite, but they're not my least favorite either. They're a really good quality sunglass called Noir. Now, the last one we'll talk about is, I actually have 2 pairs of these now because I really like them. This is Smith Optics. Now, they've been around forever, and they're really big into like snowboarding and that sort of thing. They're from the Pacific Northwest. I believe it's Idaho. So it's, kind of more like that skiing and snowboarding crowd. They got the big goggles, but they have some really good sunglasses for fly fishermen and bass anglers. So this is my latest pair. This is the Outrigger. And then this one I got last year. I can't remember what this one is called. I can't remember, but this one, I did a review on this sunglass, and I still get tons of views on it and questions about it, so people are obviously searching for it. This one is cool because they have the sunglass lanyard that actually connects to the sunglass. So there's a hole right there. And then this thing is built right there. So you just pop it in there and then slide it on there. So you got that lanyard on there. I'm typically not wearing lanyards very much. I'm not a huge fan of it. I just have, my son was wearing this and, you know, he's all over the boat. So I'm like, hey, you got to have something to protect these expensive sunglasses. So I did use it and it works as intended. And you can actually slide it really tight. So I like that. These, and then these new ones, the Outrigger. And they have what's called a chroma pop, and everybody has their own sayings of what they are. You know, they're chroma pop, or, you know, this and that. I think it's lapis technology for Bajio. So it's all these different terms. It's just kind of to differentiate themselves and show how clear they are. The chroma pop, whatever it is, are so clear and so crisp. I really like them. Like I said, Smith is becoming one of my favorite lenses or sunglasses. I wear these. If I had the choice, this is what I'm wearing now, is these Smith optics. The Outrigger, I like the style, just kind of a basic color. You know, all of them have this, you know, tortoiseshell type deal. And these are same price range, you know, $200 to $250, depending if you get the glass or not. So all these are an investment. A lot of it's going to come down to your personal preference, you know, what style you like, you know, what you can get locally if you want to try them on, or, you know, whatever you're comfortable with. So really you can't go wrong with either of these. Like I said, I really liking these Smith optics, but I have no problem wearing any of these other three. They're all really good. There's some really good sunglasses out there that protect your eyes, that give you options with different lens colors, really crystal clear, being able to see anything in the water because they're so clear. So these are some really good ones. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think is the best company for sunglasses? Let me know. I'm always looking for more stuff to try to include in videos like this, but you really can't go wrong with any of these four. Thanks for watching.